Welcome to this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. I'm Andrew Himes. And this week we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, LeeAnn Lopez, and baseball coach, Denney Crabaugh. Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, LeeAnn Lopez. Last week she hit 6 home runs, drove across 20 more, and hit .591 for the week. And LeeAnn, what's gone into this recent hitting groove you found yourself in?
Well, I think it all has rolled over into, from last year. Last year was my best year so far, so I just came out with that same mindset, try to hit, my favorite pitch, and then just try to see the, ball hit the bat. So
this weekend alone, 5 home runs and 16 RBIs and 4 OCU wins, and you got to do it in front of your parents.
Yeah.
How special was that?
It was, obviously it wasn't predicted, but I think it was just great timing, especially for my parents to be there. They didn't even know about the tournament until I called them Saturday, but after the game my mom had told me that she just started bawling once I hit that walk-off home run, just because of the fact that everybody's cheering, and then it was the winning hit. So it was just kind of nice having my parents there, since they're not usually around a lot. So
you've been a part of 2 teams that have been national runner-ups. What's the feeling like being that close 2 times to the 9th national championship in program history?
It's just been phenomenal. It just kind of, bummed out. Just, we haven't had that, as much intensity just to get that national championship. But especially last year, how, if we would have all came in and had our bats and stuff that we've had all season long, there would have been no doubt that we would have won it. But it was just neck and neck the entire time, and it was just in favor of them. So,
tell me about Ann Lacy Stadium, what it's like playing there day in and day out, and the amenities it provides.
It's just a wonderful complex. Hands down, it's one of the top softball fields that we've ever played on. And then having our own hitting facility that a lot of softball programs wouldn't be able to have, which is also nice that it's available to us 24/7 whenever we need to go in and have the extra cuts before a game, in between games, after. So it's just nice being able to have that facility in there. So.
Talk about your coach, Phil McSpadden. He's been here at OCU for many years, the winningest coach here at the program.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like playing for him?
It's just phenomenal. He has been the best coach that I've been able to play with. And his mindset of the game is just so different, which I wish that I could be able to pick his brain to see what he thinks and how everything goes in his mind. But he, hands down, his mindset of the game is completely different from what I've grown up to. So it's been great being able to play for him. So
I understand you're a big fan of the Texas Rangers. You got a favorite player you want to tell us about?
Yes, Adrian Beltre, because last year he's been such a clutch hitter, and I felt like I could compare myself to him, especially from last year, and being able to pick up my hitting game a little bit more. So being able to compare myself to him, especially with him being there last year. So.
What's your major here at OCU?
Early childhood education.
And your career plans would be?
It would be a teacher, maybe kindergarten, pre-K, but I'm still kind of thinking about that right now. So. All
right, we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, LeeAnn Lopez. Coming up next on the OCU Athletics Update, baseball coach Denney Crabaugh.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. The Stars are 18-3 heading into Sooner Athletic Conference play, and this past weekend, Coach Crabaugh picked up his 1200th win of his OCU career. Currently 1,202, 369, and 2 in his 25th season. And Coach, tell me about that 1,200 wins. What does that milestone mean to you?
Means I've been here for a long time, and we've had a lot of good players come through here. I mean, obviously you can't win ball games without good players, and we've had a lot of good players, 7 NAIA players a year, and then A lot of it goes back to the first recruit I ever had as a head coach, and that was Keith Lytle. He's been with me for those 25 years together, and yeah, it's special for both of us. I mean, we share a lot of that together, and it's something that you look back and go, wow, that's a lot of wins, you know. But I think, you know, had LeeAnn on, and, you know, McSpadden, I think I've got about 500 more wins before I catch McSpadden, you know, and 7 national championships and a bunch of runner-ups. So I've still got a lot of work to do.
20 games into the season, has anyone surprised you with their play so far this year?
Well, I don't know if surprise word. I mean, a lot of them, Derek Howe, the way he started has been phenomenal. He struggled a little bit with his command in the fall and come out this spring, and he's really been nails. So it's been really good to see him. And of course, we need that anchor at the top of the rotation, and he stepped up there and filled that void very nicely. And a lot of them, I mean, John Rodriguez, he's still hitting well, leading the team in hitting over 400, and he's just waiting for the warm weather to return. Being from California and playing in Arizona, he's not used to playing in 30-degree weather, so I expect his numbers to improve, the power numbers especially, when it starts getting warmer. But all in all, I think a lot of people have done well. No one's really been a big disappointment or anything like that.
You've won 7 straight heading into conference play this week. What do you expect out of the conference season?
I expect it to be really tough. There's about 4 or 5 teams that are going to be there that seemingly right now early in the year are pretty close to one another. And it's going to depend upon a given weekend who plays the best that weekend when it comes down to winning and losing, and when it gets down to the end to the conference standings at the regular season, which will be important because the first and second team in the regular season standings are automatically locked into the national ratings as first and second seeds in our conference, no matter what happens in the conference tournament. So it's going to be important to get off to a good start. We start off with OBU, and they are one of those teams that are right there in the thick of it. I think they've won like 11 or 12 straight coming into this game, so it's going to be a good matchup getting started tomorrow.
You mentioned starting with OBU. Lubbock Christian's always tough in the conference. Who are some of the other teams that we can expect to be big contenders in the Sooner Athletic Conference this year?
Well, besides those 2, Rogers State, they're rated 5th in the country behind us in the preseason poll, and they've got a lot of good guys back, a good nucleus of their pitching staff and their hitters. USAO, they've been a team that everybody's just like, wow, they're off to something like an 18 or 19-2 start on the year and have played real well. So those are kind of the 4 teams, and Wayland's always one of those teams that's pretty tough. And the thing about this year, the conference, there's only 8 teams in the conference this year, so it's going to be pretty even. I think the parity is going to show more so this year than any other year.
What do you look for in a prospective student athlete?
Well, obviously skill sets are one. We try to recruit people who give us a chance to go play for national championships and play at the national level, and you have to have skills to do that. So that's one thing that you notice right off the bat, are people that talk to you. And then the second thing is their academics. I mean, OCU is, I think it's not an easy school to make grades in, but it's not the hardest. But you got to come and you got to be able to make grades to go to school here. So those are things that are important. And if we have 2 players that we're looking at, the physical skills are basically the same or in the same ballpark, we look at the academics, and the academics going to make a difference, because you do have to have people who are willing to be serious about their academics if they're going to make it here.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. The Stars get underway. Sooner Athletic Conference play, a doubleheader against Oklahoma Baptist on Thursday starting at 4 o'clock at Jim Wade Stadium.